Come with us on a journey through the most pivotal season in franchise history. Unfettered behind-the-scenes access. You'll be right there.
Nashville Nights.
Beneath the Ice. Presented by Nissan.
Hi everybody, Willie Donick along with Stu Grimson here with you. We have reached the 1/3 section of the season, kind of looking back on what's been done so far. And Stu, it's worked out very, very well. And Coach's system has been very effective so far. And one thing that we hear him talk about over and over, one of the stats that he really pays a lot of attention to is shot attempts. Not just shots on goal, but it's really important how many attempts his team is getting towards the net, and it's equated to a lot of victories.
It's been interesting to talk about this with Coach. You get to learn kind of a lot of the underlying thinking. So 3 reasons really kind of jump out at you, 2 of which are his. One is my observation. First is kind of the low-hanging fruit. Any shot attempt really could result in a goal. If you've seen enough hockey, you've seen some of the flukiest things, some of the strangest things result in goals. So that's pretty straightforward. Number 2 is loosens up the coverage. And what he means by that is you make a shot attempt, it puts the pressure on the defending team to do that very thing, to defend. So they scramble, they may get out of position, and it creates a bounce perhaps that allows you a secondary opportunity or puts them in a spot where they're in poor defensive posture. So that makes pretty good sense. Loosens up the coverage. Number 3 is it pushes the attack deeper into the other team's zone. That would be my observation. You like shot attempts because it advances the battle. Now, having said all that, there are good shot attempts, there are bad shot attempts. If I'm standing on the line and there's a guy directly in front of me, I don't want to put it in his shin pads because they're going to head back the other way on me. In that case, better not take the shot, just put it down the wall. So there's a bit of selection in all that, but it makes good sense when you talk to Coach about that.
So if you're reading a score sheet, if you're reading shots on goal plus attempts that were blocked and attempts that missed the net, if your team has more than an opponent, generally speaking, Coach is happy with the way the team is playing, in a general sense.
In a general sense, that's a recipe for success, for sure.
Now let's talk about some of the individual successes as to why this team has done well. What are a couple of things that jump out for you, Stu?
Well, really, I think we went into this season with a very bright, young defensive core, one that was regarded by many of the experts as being one of the best, the brightest. To me, this group has even taken a step forward from last year's performance. I think they've added 20% to their game. At the forward core, the area, Willie, we needed to address probably the most significantly, the most urgently, these guys have fit together exceptionally well. None of these guys were on the roster last year, for goodness sake. I think a lot of bright surprises within the mix that you hadn't counted on coming out of last year have contributed to the success.
Another thing that I'm encouraged about, Stu, is you look how well this team has played so far. There's still a long way to go in the season. There's still some room for improvement.
Well, and if you look at things too, we really as a group haven't been in a situation where you've had the entire roster healthy and plugged in. So what that means for me is once you get to that spot, I think you're going to be in a position where you get more production out of the middle part of your lineup. I'm anxious to see that happen in the remaining 2/3.
Long way to go in the season, but things have worked out very well so far, and you've got to be keeping it going in the right direction if you're going to compete. That's a look at the first third of the season. For Stu Grimson, I'm Willie Donick, and keep it rolling.
There's only one thing to do right now. We're getting very close to that time, Terry.
And Peter, let's get ready and drop this puck now.